Hello and welcome to my playthrough. I'm going to be showcasing a few mods that I have. I'm going to be doing a extreme playthrough right here, and I'm going to see how things go. We're going to go to restoring the peace. Gonna make sure the Baron is there. I think I'm gonna make him aggressive. This will make it so that he'll attack me. Normally when you have it as the other ones, he'll only claim areas that are unclaimed, but aggressive, he'll choose to attack me. Because of the extreme nature, I'm going to make it so that the bandit raids will happen after 3 years, but occur every year. I'm going to start off with 5 bandit camps, but I'm not going to have them spawn. We'll start off in the spring. But we're not going to start off with any resources. We're gonna go with just having 2 logs, and that's it. That's enough to do a cutting camp. I'm going to make a royal tax double and make it harsh financially. I'm going to allow the armaments to come in. Make the demands, make them really demanding. I'm gonna put it standard spoilage. But I'm gonna make approval very demanding on my population growth, and then I'm gonna just put it standard. Okay, these are my settings. They're pretty extreme. I'm gonna expect that I'm gonna lose people while trying to build up, and then I'm gonna have to take a break at some point within my development and get these camps, or the Baron's gonna attack me and I'm gonna lose. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm cutting in on my from the intro. These are the mods that I am currently using. They're not going to have a great impact upon the playthrough in the beginning, and of course that playthrough is going to suffer in the beginning, and none of these are actually going to make it easier. This is a mod that I created, and this is the reason why I'm doing the episodes. Is I'm going to showcase this mod as I am progressing. It's not going to be really noticeable until later in the game. This mod I love. I just started using it, but when you have invasions, you should be able to loot their bodies, and this right here allows you to loot things up, and then then use it for yourself in building up your own militia. Really great mod. I'm trying this one out for the first time. I'm gonna, if it's way too powerful, I'm gonna get rid of it. But people have been saying that this is pretty nice, and it really balances out the archers. Right, currently, if something starts charging your archers are defenseless, and they just fall over. Archers should be able to, take point blank shot at a solo unit coming at you. If you have a whole massive army coming at you, forget it. But I want to try this one out and see how that goes out. This one I on the fence about, but I don't like just picking up a bunch of skills that kind of feels like you're cheating. But what I did is I set it to takes 25,000 influence, whereas the other guy, it by default you spend like 1,000 or so influence to buy skills. 25,000 is pretty significant, and you're not going to be able to get that much influence until late in the game, and by that time your town doesn't really need this, and it just becomes icing upon an already developed town. So I'm gonna try this one out. You're in risk of your lumberjacks chopping down your berry bushes, and getting this will help recover your berry bushes. But I like the idea of this. I'm going to try this one out. I want to see how the berry growth happens when you deal with this one. But the berries don't grow unless you pick the berry development technology. This one has really no impact upon the game other than giving you the information of what the actual day is. And it's helpful when you're tracking and you want to know when the first is coming around, so you can be able to get your favor in order. And because if you get it over 75 on the 5th, then you know that on the 16th you're going to have another family moving in. So you'll be able to plan your buildings to get them up in time so that you have space when the 1st and the 16th come around, and then you're not missing out on families growing your town. And fish trapping. This supposedly helps balance out the fish farming, and because you get your fishers get in there, and then if you get the technology to fish all year, then at some point you get down to by default 120, and then the fish never come back. But this helps allow you to use traps that don't count against the pool of fish within, so it helps a little bit with that food source. And finally, free barter. I like the idea with this, that when you build your own town, all your towns are yours, so you can choose whether or not to send goods to another town that you're starting to get them up and going, and then once they're up and going, then you can just switch back and then trade. But the trading system is awesome, because there's always like that other town that has salt. I have a bunch of meat over here. I need that salt. Or this town has a deep mine for iron, and I'm pumping out weapons, but none of my other towns have it. So you can send out the resources. Usually I make a mega farm, and some, because there's usually one area that is really good with farming, and I'll brew all the barley there and make all the ale, and then have that town send ale out to everyone. So I really like the idea of this. And so these are my mods. They're nothing really spectacular in making the game imbalanced, but we'll see how things go. And with this extreme playthrough, we'll see how many people I can keep before, how low I get before I can start actually building up my town. Okay, let's go.